Hey guys, it's Aries back with another one. Come on now. I have to get it out to you guys. But we're here with our very first guest on this channel. You want to introduce yourself?
What's going on? I'm Will.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about the N-word through just using it in general. Like in the past video, I used it like twice. I'm black, but that's besides the point. Um, and how it can be used in a negative connotation or just in general, like, and how it's used in like rap and other terms like video games. So pretty much think that it's like not great that white people use it, but it's a word that they've used for years, decades, centuries, and pretty much like it's harder to like stop something than to make something happen. So what's your opinion on that?
I mean, I'm a white person and I uh, choose not to use it. But I know a lot of people around me and as well choose to use it. And I think that, I mean, we are currently living in central Pennsylvania, which is a unique place because it's way more common. Growing up, even in Baltimore, I have not seen it used as much as I have here by white people. And it's crazy. It's like a culture shock. Um, and it's totally malicious. Like I feel like I've heard a lot of white people use it just kind of how a black person would, in conversation, just flowing, and it's still not right, but like this is malicious. People are saying it specifically to put others down. I think it's fucked up. I mean, that's just my experience right now. Overall, I mean, it's a completely different conversation, but this is just what I've been experiencing.
Mm. Yeah, like you said, we both live in the central PA right now, and even back home, I was one of the few black families in my neighborhood, and I pretty much only had white friends growing up, other than my like one or two black friends I had, and pretty much they wouldn't even really use it as much as like other white people that I've met personally or online. I feel like I've heard it more online, like growing up from like playing video games or, TV shows, like the Boondocks, for example. Yes, it's funny as all hell, but, they still use it a lot, which is why the show hasn't like come back. Also, like I've had like friends use it, and it's like I've had to tell him like that stop being friends with them because of that. Like, and I know that he's also had that experience. So, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you said, I've had to tell, people that I am hanging out with, which I associate with, to stop using a word like that. And the way that I see it is if I'm going to associate with you, I need to be comfortable being seen with you, like in general. If you're saying crazy shit, and it's not just the N-word. Like if you're saying stuff that I don't want to be associated with, then I don't want to associate with you. And it's cool. Like I'm not forcing you to do anything. It's just me, you know, being with you or not being around you. You know what I mean? It's easy as that. And I assume you've had a similar experience where maybe you don't want to be hanging out with people like that. I want to ask you though, why do you think that of all places here it's so prevalent?
I believe that it's so prevalent here because this school that we are currently enrolled in has a very high Caucasian amount compared to African American or other ethnic group like amount because we are going to a technical school and that is mostly dominated by the Caucasian race, and they use it frequently in automotive, I believe. We are both in automotive, and I just feel that it's a word that they enjoy using and when they really shouldn't. So that's kind of why.
Yeah. I mean, I would think to a degree, I, I feel like as far as majors go and as far as schools go, a technical college isn't necessarily like the most white dominated. I feel like trades in general are maybe more, inclusive than a lot of other, um, majors. Um, the point I'm trying to make here is it's got to be upbringing, right? At least around this area, like people who choose to do these kind of things and the people like those kind of people who choose to do these things are also the same kind of people who would choose to use words like that or to act a certain way. Um, I'm just trying to think, do you think that that is maybe more like parents or maybe the environment that they went to school in? What do you think?
I think it definitely is parents that, tell their kids certain things like, you're not born with hate, you're taught it in a way. Like I, I've told myself on this channel that I've always saw it in like a negative connotation, and like it's just like I pretty much programmed myself to doing that. But you have to like teach your kids that, racism's not right, or, just like not to say certain things in like certain places. And also definitely the environment. Like we are like in state that's close to, you know, more black neighborhoods where white people, I guess, just like from my experience, where if there's just black people, they want to, try to have power over them. And like I grew up where I was biking a couple of times and I've been like yelled slurs out the window from like other people, kind of just like putting me down, I guess. But it's just like the environment and like how they're raised kind of creates that. But I got a question for you. Um, why do you choose not to like use it, or like just surround yourself with like even people that, try to like mention it in like slight ways, or just like slight racism?
Gotcha. Yeah. I want to say that sucks that you had to experience that, in your where you grew up, being called that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Um, the reason why I choose not to use it is that I think it's just hateful. I feel like like homeostasis, so to speak, for me is to not be rude to anyone. I have kind of a people pleaser vibe to me. I like to not make anybody uncomfortable, so that kind of ties in with it. I wouldn't use the N word. I wouldn't yell anything to anyone. I wouldn't hurt anyone. It's just not who I am as a person. And with that, I choose not to surround myself with people like that because, as I said in the beginning, like I want to be around people that I can feel safe around and trust. So those kind of people you don't usually align with me. Yeah. Um, cut out the space in between,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. What else? What else we got here?
Um, so we all know that in the rap industry, they use it a lot, and I listen to majority rap, like 80 to like 90% of my playlist is just rap music, and like in every song they at least say it like I want to say 10 times, it feels like. But like, do you think that people that listen to rap music that are not of African American descent tend to want to use that word when they're listening to the song, or just do you think that rap music makes them want to use it more?
Um, I mean, it's exposure, right? Like, exposure of anything is going to make you more likely to do something. I mean, I certainly wouldn't say that it doesn't help. Um, I will say though, I feel like maybe that doesn't necessarily make them say it like in an aggressive manner, if you're just singing along to a song and you say it, I mean, you shouldn't, but that's also not like the same at all as, yelling it out the side of a car while someone's biking.
Mm,
It's a totally different thing. So like in the realm of N-word users as white people, I feel like there are like two distinct groups of people who use it negatively and people who use it, neutrally, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's got to have some effect, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it's got to, just like anything else.
Um, Another thing, like in video games, like Grand Theft Auto, GTA 5, for example, um, in the story, um, like it's not even like 5 minutes into it, pretty much, and you're already hearing it. So I was always exposed to just like racism when I was younger, um, but that's just because I grew up in a predominantly white area, and playing video games also. I remember when Apex Legends came out in beta, and I played it on my PS4, and at that point in time, I didn't have a headset with the mute button. I don't know why. I was just very broke because I was obviously very young. And I just heard like a 30 something year old white guy just called me the hard R, just like over the internet for like the one of the first times. I was like, holy fucking shit. It's like this should just fucking happen, kind of. But like, and what sucks is like over time, you kind of just like grow like
Desensitized.
yeah, exactly. Desensitized to like white people saying it. So it's like I can just like be chilling with like a couple of people and then like someone just like says it just randomly and I'll just be like, whatever. It's like, because it's just like, just happened like over the sense of like 18 years that like it just kind of built something in me to like just not really care anymore. But like now that I'm like out here in like central PA, I'm starting to care about it more. And I think that like as being part white, we have to stop that. And like, because my mother is African American and my father is Caucasian. So like my parents like have always like told me that, treat everyone with like respect. Like obviously like and don't use like hurtful words like that. Like but they also told me sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt. But so I just kind of told myself that, it's just a word. You know, they can't physically hurt me with that. So kind of just like that's like kind of like a shield, I guess. But I'm hearing like people say it like a lot more frequently here than I have like in past months or past years. And I just kind of just like start like hating on it and like hating on people that use it a lot more. Like even like seeing like certain black people, like I know when I use it, like I hate myself after I use it, but it's like
Yeah.
sometimes I gotta like get it out, I guess. And it's like I kind of just say it in like aggravation at like certain things now, or just to express my feelings like in a more pushed out and aggravated way. So
I feel like that's how a lot of people use it, like, kind of going back to video games, like you're losing a game, you're pissed off, you say the worst thing that you can think of saying, which is the N-word, I would say for most people. And that's so tied into gaming culture, like internet culture in general. There's that uh, barring from reality because you're behind a screen and you feel like you can say whatever you want. And for the most part, you can, which is kind of scary. A lot of people have this ability to say whatever and they choose to say some fucked up shit. And I don't know, internet's a weird place, man. um, I think that also, to a degree, our generation, because we have the internet and because we have that wall, I mean, most of our lives, and a lot of people don't even go outside. I feel like there's, again, a desensitization to the word, and people just use it more. White people, that is. I think that's got to be tied into, us having the internet and all that. I also feel like that. Creates a culture of hate in general. I feel like a lot of people feel more comfortable saying things that they wouldn't normally say, and or yeah, and yeah, more hateful things are said. I feel like than ever. At least in my experience, I feel like this world has had so much more hate than previous years.
yeah, and I kind of also want to like tie in like elections also to this. Um, Like, I've heard multiple people say that Trump is racist or certain white presidents are racist, and they just haven't had like factual evidence to back it up. And just like using racism, like, and just like saying that someone's racist just for more people to hate on them happens also, like, even if they aren't, but you know, things happen. And I unfortunately I did go on VR chat and
Hmm.
I know,
That's a bad idea.
and it's like Will said, it's the internet. They're behind a wall, they're behind a screen.
VR chat's the worst too because like you can just immediately skip. Like you
Hmm.
can say whatever the fuck you want them. You don't even have to wait for them to react. You can
That's
just
Omega.
oh, what am I talking about?
Talk about Omega.
Oh shit.
But yeah, it's the same thing with Omega, dude. Like when that was like out, I was the only one in my friend group that had a webcam, so I was the only one that was like going on there. And, like, I streamed my screen on Discord, and you know, black guys, fucking white guys. Unfortunately, I've seen some fucking dicks on there, but that's just how Omega is. And I've been like called the N word, hard R, soft egg, that stuff. But on VR chat, that's where people have like VR headsets on and shit, and they could say whatever the fuck they want, and then it's not like it's being recorded or monitored or anything like that.
You can put on
So
costumes too. You can be
yeah, it's like, and they can just be like, oh well, I'm wearing certain skin, so I can say it.
right. Yeah.
So it's just like it's hatred because just like through internet, just the internet has caused more people to hate recently than previous. Like, yes, there was slavery, but slavery was not invented by white people. It was actually invented by black people. So you could look that up in your own time. But yeah, that's pretty much like how slavery is. And then the white people just kind of just stole it and used it in their own way. But that's besides the point. And I just think that the N word should just not really be used by either white or black people anymore. Like, in a sense, like, yes, black people have always had the argument that, oh, that word's been like held our people down, so it's like kind of use it in like a sense to just, I don't know.
Like liberate,
Yeah, liberate. That's a good word.
self-liberation.
And so it's just like you can, but at that same point in time, it's just like, why?
So
Why
you think
choose?
nobody should use it?
It's like, yeah, I mean, I know I use it, but I try to stop using it. I've used it less frequently, and recently I've used it less, which, I've done better doing that and just like stop being so negative also. Like, I've been thinking about more positive things, like, you know, I could think that, oh shit, I got like 2 or 3 more months here and it's gonna be a shithole, or which yes it is, but that's besides the point. Or I can just think about it on a positive note that it's like I get to I'm should be grateful that I get to learn about more automotive things for the next 3 months and then I get to go work, kind of. So I do think that the N word is problematic in, you know, every neighborhood around, the United States of America. And it's just been used a lot more frequently and has a lot more of a negative connotation again. Like in the 90s rap kind of had more positive connotation and a positive usage of it, but now it's like turning into more of a negative thing. So, yeah. You got anything else to add?
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I mean, you know whether or not you can say the N-word. You know that if you have a question about it, it's either because you just want to say it or because maybe you have a white dad and a black mom and you need to figure out it's not black and white, but it is black and white. And I mean that not as race as in metaphorically. If you say it and you shouldn't say it, you should stop saying it. That's how I feel.
Thank you. And that's going to be the end of this video, and this video will be dropping on Wednesday. So by the time that you guys are seeing this, it is going to be Wednesday already, and I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you watched the full length of the video, and I hope that you like, comment, subscribe, share with the fucking rock. Like I say, just, get that shit out there, and just keep being great humans. Those who, those of you that are, leading by example and doing better every day, and staying true to yourself. Good shit. Proud of you. Keep doing that. But peace.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no, it's still wrong. It's still
It's
wrong.
still wrong. It's
Yeah.
still wrong. I was just gonna say thank you for having me, Caleb. I appreciate you letting me speak my truth about this subject.
Of course, of course. But that's gonna be it. Peace, y'all.